I mean, I could have moved here and nothing could have worked out, and I knew that.
You didn't think if nothing works out, at least I'd have a college degree. That you thought,
No,
screw
because
that.
if I lived the rest of my life and didn't move, and I would have to live with that, that's what really made me do it. I wanted to learn how to write songs, and I knew that why would I wait 2 more years, be in so much more debt, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna do any of that what I was gonna do there.
You dropped out. You went to your parents and said, "I'm going to drop out and move to Nashville and be a songwriter."
Yeah. I just
Isn't that insane? I never could have done that. I want to do that so badly.
My dad struggled with it for a second, I think. My mom's always been the person that is like, whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And this isn't a surprise for them. You know, I have been this kid that is on any stage I could get on, singing before I could talk. You know,
How'd you have the confidence to do that though? I feel like I have a lot of belief in myself, but I didn't drop out purely because I just couldn't face it, and I was
think
worried.
It was a confidence thing because it wasn't. You know, I mean, I could have moved here and nothing could have worked out, and I knew that. Like, I knew
Yeah, that didn't freak you out, and you didn't think if nothing works out, at least I'd have a college degree. That you thought, screw
No, because
that.
if I lived the rest of my life and didn't move, and I would have to live with that, that's what really made me do it. I was like, this is an amazing opportunity. I have roommates, I have people that I trust up there, you know, and.
But did you feel like there was a window you were gonna miss, that if you had waited 2 years or a year and gotten your degree, that there was a window that wasn't gonna be there anymore?
Well, I just felt like I had done as much as I could possibly do where I was at. You know what I mean? I'd played all the cover gigs, like, and I was, you know, at that point I was, and I still did that actually a little bit when I moved to Nashville. I still would go back home or Georgia or Florida, wherever the heck the gig was that weekend, and still play until COVID hit. But you know, this was the next step. I wanted to learn how to write songs, and I knew that why would I wait 2 more years, be in so much more debt, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna do any of that what I was gonna do there. You know, I was already failing the class because all I was doing was playing shows and making connections, and I mean any bit of anything I could do, I was doing.
How do you make connections at the bar gigs, like with local promoters, or like who are you meeting?
Yeah, local promoters. I mean, bar owners. I mean, anyone that would give me a shot. You know, I would just be like, yes, absolutely, I will come play the show for free.
And then you come here. You start. By the way, I was on a phone call with Danny King this morning.
Love that guy.
Well, you know what happened? So I called Maya because I was talking to Maya. Maya was like, I like, let's talk this morning. So we was talking to Maya Hansen, and she was like, let's call Danny. So we called Danny, and Danny's like asleep, and he's like, hello.
Hello.
And Maya's like, Danny, wake up. Like, we're talking to Zach. And he fell back to sleep, like, in the middle of the call. Like,
that's the most Danny shit I've
like
ever heard.
and we were like, Danny. And Maya was like, oh, he fell back asleep. And I was like, I can't deal with it. Why do we put up with this guy?
Dude, his
What's
time
happening
zone's,
here?
like, he's never in the same time zone for longer than 2 days.
He's nowhere.
Like, he's just, I will never be able to know 100% to give you an honest answer if someone's asked, hey, where's Danny? I have no idea.
No idea. What does he do? What's your
Nashville.
relationship with Danny? What does he do with you?
So he's my head exec. He's the one that I met Danny because of Maya, who's signed me to my first publishing deal, and through that she was just listening to all the songs I was turning in, obviously, and then even before I signed, she was listening to my Schedule A, and I was still sending her songs. So he'd be in the car naturally because they were dating, you know, and be listening to it. And so fast forward, like, you know, and Danny called me right when If You Have To happened because he's just a genius. Like, he just knows. Like, he just has this thing about him that he just understands.
Yeah.
He understands.
He signed Zach Bryan.
He signed Zach Bryan.
Like, he manages Zach Bryan. I mean, he's everywhere.
He's done so much stuff. He's done Lil Nas X. He's done.
He's under the radar though. Like, you can't look this guy up, but he's everywhere.
No.
Yeah.
And so he's my head exec. He's the one that signed me to the deal. I remember I was in Key West a year ago. And he called me. He's like, "We're doing it. We're signing you to a deal." And then, you know, we went over and met with Sony Records Nashville, and I absolutely love everyone over there. And
but are you signed to? You're in a JV, right?
yeah, so it's technically 3. So it's Columbia, True Columbia, out of New York, and then Danny opened a country label called Saw God.
Yeah, is that after the George Strait song?
No, he said the way he describes that is every time that he has found an artist that he believes in, he feels like it's a God thing and it's a God moment, so that's why he called it Saw God. And then Nashville Records, so 3 of them.
So in New York, do you go to the office and do you play for them in New York?
I did. I've only been up there once, right before
Yeah.
I signed. I went up and met everybody, and yeah. But we're constantly on Zooms
And doing the whole thing.
They come here.
Are
and
you and
stuff.
like Meg Maroney friends? Because you guys are on the same label?
Yeah,
it's not
funny.
competitive.
I've known Meg because she was going to UGA. Same time I was going to Auburn. I was in sorority. She was too.
Yeah.
And my manager now.
Are those close? How close are those schools?
Not super close. And we didn't actually meet until we wrote together. We didn't even get a song this day. We just hung out the whole entire ride. We scheduled a ride and then just hung out and didn't write a song, which makes sense. But no, we've known about each other since I was like 18, 19.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I knew as soon as Meg moved here that, I was waiting on that. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Are people mostly supportive, like other young artists? Because
Yeah.
there's a group of like young artists who are crushing it right now in Nashville.
Yeah.
You're kind of in this group. Or like, is everyone pretty supportive, or are there people out there in your head that you feel like are not so supportive? Maybe a little cutthroat.
No, I think overall everyone's just so damn focused on what they're doing and then just excited
Everyone kind of
for
works.
everyone else.
There's
Yeah,
no one in your head that you go, that person sucks.
I mean, there's a couple, but
there are.
But there's like that's any job everywhere.
What do they do though? Like what has someone done that you're like, oh my god, that sucks?
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been in a lick of drama besides just making me want to smoke stuff. I haven't been in a
You stay clear.
Dude, but I grew up in a small town. This ain't my first rodeo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
how to handle that stuff. All I do is I explain like a little bubble, and I keep my favorite people in that bubble, and I keep my head down in there, and I just work, and I'll look up, and I'll wave around, and then I'll just go back in there. It's just the best thing to do. I mean, we all do the same thing. We all work together, and it's hard because we're all trying to do the same thing, and it's not competitive, but it is a little bit in a way, and it's definitely a job where you're self-reflecting and seeing everyone else do things, and it's a lot. So for me, like, I've just found that being happy for others and excited for others, and it just feels better, dude. And it is fun. It's fun to see your friends win. I think Dylan Marlowe is we've been friends for a while, and I think he's crushing it. Like, it's just fun to see people that I believe in too, because obviously not only do I do music, but I love music. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan, so it's cool. I like it. I mean, I feel like I have good relationships in this town, and definitely everyone to me just feels like they're all excited, about each other's stuff. And I'm sure there's some weird things between some people, but that's just life.
The vibes are good.
Vibes are great.
The vibes are great. It's great to be at Langley today. The EP's
it's a
out.
great day to be me.
Come on, this is the best.